Good afternoon, students. I hope that you are well and taking care of yourself. And you are studying also, that you are making the most of this time that you have got. Unfortunately, we cannot have classes, so this I have decided that I will be sharing with you a topic via this lecture, via this video lecture, that is meetings. So this topic, meetings, is a very important part of your syllabus. For SSPD students, this makes a long question. For MSc FPT students, parts of this lecture, that is, what is a notice, agenda, and minutes, they will come in short answer type questions, 3 marks each. They will have to draft minutes of meeting, agenda, and notice of a meeting. For biotechnology students, that is for their gap paper, they just need to, because theirs is an internal paper, so they just need to have an overview of what are meetings, how many types of meetings are there, what are the arrangements that need to be done before, during, and after the meetings. So these are the some of subtopics that I will be sharing with you today. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, what is a meeting? The definition of meeting. In business communication, a meeting is an assembly of two or more people for reaching a decision through discussion. It is one of the major idea of oral communication. So, meetings form a part of oral communication. It is a type of oral communication uh, with the help of which, or during which, you communicate your thoughts or your ideas with other people, with the attendees of a meeting. According to Oxford Dictionary, a meeting is an occasion when people come together to discuss or decide something. Therefore, a meeting is an oral media of communication where people gather to discuss any issue of interest and finally take some decision. So meetings are conducted to take decisions, to discuss things out. So meetings can be done in a business environment with people of on different levels that we will be discussing in the coming time. Next is purposes of meetings. Why meetings are conducted. A meeting is called to discuss various issues of interest, or we can say all the meetings are conducted to discuss issues of interest, the interest of the attendees of the meeting. Meeting is held to notify the vision, mission, or objective of any organization. So this is basically we are talking about business meetings. So in any organization, a meeting is held to notify or to tell the attendees of the meetings about the vision, mission, or objective of any organization. Meeting is called to announce the performance or progress of any activity or work. Like if any work is being done in the organization or has already been started. So a meeting is or various meetings are conducted from time to time to announce the progress of that activity. Meeting is held for reviewing the progress of any project or program. This is similar to the previous one. Meeting is held for reviewing the progress. To review the progress, whatever is being done in the organization, to which level has we succeeded to that in that progress in that program. Meeting is called to share dialogue with the members of the organization or with the people of a society. Meeting is called to share dialogue with the members. Like if in any organization some people are having some issues or other things that they want to discuss with the you know higher authorities, so there will be a meeting between those people and with the higher authorities to overcome the problems that they are facing. Meeting is held to announce any innovation, development, or changes related to product, service, or activities. So the higher authorities conduct a meeting to announce any innovation, development, or changes related to a product. For example, a very important company or very famous company like Maggie, for example, they have announced a new product, or they want to announce a new product in the market. So they will held a conference meeting in which they will announce their new product, right? So that is another kind of meeting. That is the purpose of a meeting. Meeting are called to celebrate any success and to share the achievement with the members who are entitled. So this is a kind of enclosed meeting held within the territory of an organization to celebrate any success. So these are the purposes of the meeting that we are discussing about. From the purposes of the meetings, we can conclude that meetings can be either informative, consultative, or executive, or they can all be all these three. Informative meetings will be where the purpose is to give information to the participants about a new scheme, product, etc. The participants can be from inside of the organization or from outside of the organization, those who are in the market. Consultative meetings are those in which the members are consulted to solve a problem. So these kind of meetings will be held inside of the organization only, within the members of the organization, to consult in order to consult them to solve a problem. And then is executive meetings, which are in which decisions are taken by those empowered to do so. Empowered to do so means who are in the higher authorities, who are the uppermost level of the company or the organization, who have the power to take decisions. So they will hold meetings with their own level of people who are from the higher authorities only. They will come together to organize a meeting, and they will organize a meeting and they will take decisions in the favor of their organization, or in uh, to increase their sales, or to take a further step in their organization. So that is executive meetings. Let's move on to the next topic, which is types of meeting. There are many kinds of meetings. Let us discuss them one by one. First is formal meeting. When any meeting is arranged by following official formalities, rules, and decorum, then it is called formal meeting. I think you are very familiar with the words formal and informal. Formal wear is there, formal writing is there, formal um, uh, way of behaving is there. So formal meeting is something which has to follow certain rules and regulations, which has a proper procedure, right? So when any meeting is arranged by following official formalities, rules and decorum, then it is called formal meeting. Informal meeting, again, this is the opposite of formal. Informal meeting is when any meeting is arranged without maintaining official rules and regulations. It is called informal meeting. Such meeting can be called upon by giving short notice using informal media. This type of meeting is very common in the workplace. Now, what is informal media? In a formal meeting, the formal media will be that you will have to write a notice, give out a notice first about the meeting. Then the attendees of a meeting will get to know about the meeting and the agenda that is going to be of the formal meeting. But in an informal meeting, no such notice is given out. However, an informal kind of a notice is given out. For example, a WhatsApp message can be gave, or it can be orally notified to the attendees that there is going to be a meeting at a particular time, and then that you all have to be present there. Next is private meeting. I think the name of these kinds of meetings are enough to know that what kind of meetings are these. Private meeting is called for discussing confidential and restricted issues where general people have prohibition to access. Confidential and restricted meetings are called private meetings. Confidential meetings is another name that we can give to these kind of meetings, in which only selected people are invited. Only those can attend the meeting who are able to take some decisions, or who are leaders of some groups. So they are called private meetings. Next is public meeting, which is the opposite of private meeting. When meeting is held in a public place to discuss issues regarding public interests, it is called public meeting. Here, general people are cordially invited. So, general people, what do you mean by general people? General people are those who does not have any, who are not much uh, bigger, who do not play a major role in the organization, who are on the lower levels in the organization. So they are also invited to the meeting. You can take the example of a company where there are authorities, where there are who are the owners of a company, and then there are those people who are who are doing the paperwork of that company, and then there are those who are producing the materials. So they will be called general people, who are actually doing something with their hands, who are producing, who are doing the production thing. So when they are also invited to a meeting, then that meeting will be called a public meeting. So next, our company meeting. When a meeting is called by the general manager, director, or secretary of a company to discuss issues or affairs of a company, it is called company meeting. Now, who are these people? General manager, director, or secretary of a company? Who are the head of a company? Who are the heads of a company? Who run the company? So that is why the, so all the company meetings will be convened by the heads of those companies. The kinds or types of company meetings are annual general meetings, statutory meeting, directors meetings, which are required to be called by abiding company law. Now, I think you know that there are private limited companies and public companies. So, in what are statutory meetings? Statutory meetings are the meetings of all the shareholders. In a public, in a private limited company, there are shareholders. So when the directors of a company or the general manager of a company will be having a meeting with the shareholders of the company, that meeting will be called statutory meeting. So there are many kinds of company meetings. I'll be sending you the details of those kinds of meetings, and you should read those and incorporate the kinds of company meetings in your answers. I am right now I am just giving you an overview of what kind types of meetings are there. So company meetings are then subdivided into other kinds of meetings. And then also they have to follow a company law. So all the governments make company laws. That laws are to be followed by all the private limited companies and public companies also. Next is committee meeting. When the chief of a committee calls a meeting on certain issues for which the committee is formed, it is called a committee meeting. Only members of the meeting can take part in such meeting. So, in an organization, in an institution, many the people form committees. You know, like we have unions also, although they are not part of any organization, but committees are formed to for the to carry on the works in a regular motion. So various committees are formed at different levels. So there will be heads of of those committees, or there will be multi heads of many heads, or there can be many heads of a committee. So when the head of a committee will call a meeting, that meeting will be called a committee meeting, and all the members of that committee will have to attend that meeting. Okay. So the next is characteristics of a meeting. What should be done to make a meeting effective? A successful meeting has four characteristics. The meeting must have a clear purpose and should stick to the agenda. Agenda is what the meeting was about. So I'll be talking about agenda in detail later on, but what was written in the agenda of the meeting? The meeting should stick to that only and should not go talking about other things and wasting the time of the attendees. And it should have a clear purpose. The meeting organizers and the attendees must know what the meeting is going to be about. If there are some misgivings, if people don't know what the meeting is going to be about, then they will not be able to prepare for the meeting. Next is the meeting must start and end on time. This is very important because if the meeting will not be time bound, then the attendees and the people who are organizing the meeting will not be able to discuss all the issues in a time bound manner. Now, effectively, the meeting will not be as effective as the organizers want it to be. So, it must have a starting and ending time. Participants must be properly prepared. So, the participants can be properly prepared only when they will know about the purpose of the meeting and the agenda of the meeting, and The participants can also be prepare themselves beforehand only if they have the agenda in their hands or the notice about the meeting some time before the meeting. If the participants are not notified about the meeting beforehand, then they will not be able to prepare their meeting or prepare themselves for the meeting. Minutes must be taken. Minutes are what happened in the meeting. You have to note it down. Or some person is given the responsibility to note that to note the whatever was discussed in the meeting in and make or draft the minutes of that meeting. So it is a very necessary step. Again, I will be discussing this later on. These are the two important topics again: agenda and minutes. So the next important topic that is there in your syllabus is conducting meetings. How to conduct meetings or how meetings should be conducted in order to make them effective. So this is the next step or the next main question that can be there in your question paper or in your final exams. The other thing that is the other name that is given that can be given to this topic is that arrangements. What are the arrangements that need to be made before, during and after the meetings in order to make them effective? So what is how to conduct a meeting? An important part of conducting an effective meeting or business meeting is meeting planning. Planning is always very important if you are going to have a meeting in the coming time. So if there will be no planning, so without planning a meeting can never be successful, or it can be it will not be as effective as the organizers want them to be. Proper procedures are followed before, during and after the meetings. So what are these arrangements that should be done to conduct the meeting? Okay, so the next is arrangements before, during and after the meetings. What are the steps that should be taken in view before the meetings? So reviewing the purpose. First step is to review the purpose of the meeting. Before starting the meeting, the leader should have a clear-cut idea about the central purpose of the meeting. What the meeting is going to be about. The leader or the organizer of the meeting must have a clear-cut idea in his head about the meeting. The problem might be decline in profit, decrease in market share, etc. The problem should be reviewed in detail. So what is there in this point is, in reviewing the purpose, is that the leader should have a detailed knowledge about the thing that he or she is going to talk about in the meeting. The purpose should be clear to the organizer or to the leader. If the purpose is not clear, then the meeting will go haywire. Second is arranging for meeting date, time, place. Where the meeting is going to be, when it is going to be, and at what time. The date, time, place should be arranged properly. While deciding these, one should have knowledge about the strikes, holidays, weather, etc. Having decided them, their information should be communicated properly to all participants. So this is again a very important point before arranging, for arranging the meetings beforehand. So I'll be discussing about other things also. So the next is creating an agenda. It is desirable for the chairperson to send the agenda in advance of a meeting. Every member of the meeting should be properly informed of the agenda. Agenda consists of items to be discussed and decided upon a meeting. So what is an agenda? Agenda is a list of items that or the points or the main points that are going to be discussed in the meeting. So an agenda is should be made before the meeting and should be circulated among the attendees of the meeting beforehand, only a week or 10 days before the meeting. Then the next is conducting a meeting according to the agenda. This is in continuance of the third point. A valid meeting must be conducted according to the agenda. No decisions should be taken will get validity if it is not related to the agenda. So if any decision is made in the meeting on the topic which was not in the agenda, that decision will not be valid. So the meeting, again I'm repeating the same point, that the meeting should stick to the agenda, to the points that are discussed in the agenda. Next point is checking physical arrangement. Where the meeting is to be held, the physical arrangements should be checked of that place beforehand. It should include selecting the seating pattern. Is there enough seating arrangement available where the meeting is going to be happening? Determining what kind of material is needed in the room. When a meeting is conducted, there are many things that are required. Electronic gadgets are required, enough laptops or computers or notepads, and stationery is required. So these are some of the things that need to be checked beforehand, before the meeting has started. Making available the visual electronic visual aid, that is again important. If any of the members of the meeting are going to present a PowerPoint presentation, or going to give out some notes, you know uh, then there must be a whiteboard or green board in the meeting room. So these are just one or two of the arrangements, that physical arrangements that need to be taken care of before the meeting. So what steps should be taken in mind during the meeting? So I'll be discussing these one by one. First is start the meeting immediately. So the meeting should be started on time. This will help establish the role of the leader as well as utilize the time effectively. Uh, there should not be any scope of wasting the time of anyone in attending the meeting. Next is set a time limit for your meeting. Meetings shouldn't run too long. 30 minutes or shorter is a good length. Keeping the meeting short will ensure that you are more efficient and use the time wisely, and your participants will be more focused when they know the meeting is short. When your time limit has run out, end your meeting. So if the meeting has extended to its time limit, then you should try or to end that meeting as soon as possible. You can always cover other points in the next meeting. And the next is encourage the meeting participants to add feedback and input. Ask questions and let people at the meeting volunteer answers. Do not force participation, but gently encourage them to give input. If one person comments, guide the others by saying something like, well done. Does anyone else have something to contribute? Or let's hear a suggestion from someone else. So these are the basic things that need to be taken care of, or that makes an effective meeting. Do not call upon those that rarely speak, as this may make them feel uncomfortable. Encourage them indirectly by saying, I value the opinion of everyone here. Does anyone else want to add something? And glance at the person you want to speak up. He may be encouraged to share his thoughts, and if he isn't, then he hasn't been embarrassed from being called up. Okay. Uh, Last is summarize the key points as at the close of the meeting. So summarizing is the last, obviously, is the last point of any meeting. Briefly go over what was discussed so that the participants will leave with it in their mind. Give out any assignments or instructions before closing, and end on time. Be sure to thank everyone for their attendance and participation. Let us now look at the major steps of an effective meeting. Earlier, I discussed with you the arrangements that need to be made before, during, and after the meetings. Now, let us have a look at the major steps of a meeting. This portion will cover the major, subtopics of meetings, that is, notice, agenda, and minutes of meetings. First is notice of meeting. This notice is sent before the meeting. So let everyone involved in the meeting know that you are requesting a meeting for a particular reason, and give them the date, time, and location for this. This is known as a notice of meeting and can take the form of a memo, letter, poster, and or email communication. Earlier, like we earlier discussed that in when we discussed the types of meetings, that informal meeting and formal meeting. So if you have to give the notice of a meeting in for an informal meeting, so it can take the form of a WhatsApp message again, and or a call. The leaders of or the organizers of the meetings can call the attendees of the meeting. In formal meetings, what will happen is, in formal meetings, the notice for the formal meetings are sent in the form of a memo, letter, poster, or email letters. Uh, Another thing can be done is that the notice for the meeting can be posted on the notice board in the organization or in the institution. That is another way of, you know, intimating the members of the meeting about the meeting that is going to be held in the coming time. So next is agenda. This is either given along with the notice of the meeting or sometime after the notice has been sent. Generally, it is attached with the notice of the meeting. So you need to tell all those invited to attend the meeting what it is that's to be discussed and the order that these items will be mentioned in. So what an agenda is, a formal piece of writing which has all the topics that or the points that will be there, that will be discussed in the meeting. A formal agenda should always contain the following information. The word agenda at the topmost, as the kind of heading to that writing. The name of the organization, group, or person calling the meeting, the date and time of the meeting venue, apologies if any, minutes of the last meeting, matters arising, your meetings, the topics listed one after the another. This part, the eighth point, should be very clear and should be very precise. And any other business, if there is another thing that needs to be included in the meeting but which is not necessary as per the other points, that gets included in the ninth point or any other business in title. Last is date and time of next meeting. So I'll be giving you example of agenda writing shortly. And the last step in a meeting is minutes. This can also be included under the section arrangements done after the meeting. This can make a part of that thing. So what are minutes? During the meeting itself, it is important that all points raised are noted so that a summary of the full meeting is recorded. These are the minutes and they should show what was discussed, more especially what was agreed, and any action points, a note of something that has to be carried out, by whom, and usually with a deadline. So, if in a meeting some things were discussed, that should go into the minutes of the meeting by the person authorized. What was discussed in the meeting? What, which person or who was, designated, who was not designated, who was authorized by for carrying out whatever was agreed upon in the meeting, and a deadline is also given about when this particular task should be completed. Okay, like the notice of meeting and agenda, the minutes should contain some fixed information and follow a standard layout. I will be sharing the layout shortly. The headings in the minutes should follow those in the agenda for this meeting after stating the name of the meeting, which is similar to some of these things are similar in all the things, like in notice, in agenda. The name of the meeting, its venue, date, and time, these will be stated. Third is who was in attendance. This should be very specific. Who sent apologies? This one sometimes appears as heading. Apologies will be sent by those who were unable to attend the meeting. The minutes of the last meeting and matters arising are then used as headings with relevant information recorded against each. Minutes of the last meeting and matters arising. The minutes of the meeting which was previously conducted, that should also be included in the minutes of the meeting, because in order to discuss whether those points or whether the decisions that were taken in the earlier meeting were fulfilled or not. If not, then they will form a part of the present meeting also. All topics listed in the agenda then follow. So whatever topics were used in the agenda, were written in the agenda and discussed in the meeting, they will also form a part of the minutes. And then short pieces of information will be written against those topics. What was talked about in terms of that topic, before the minutes round off with any other business and close with the date of next meeting. So in the minutes of the meeting, all these things are noted down: what happened, what was the meeting was about, the name of the meeting, when, where, and at what time the meeting held, then who was in attendance, then what was then those first of all, the minutes of the last meeting will be discussed. When the meeting will start, the minutes of the last meeting will be discussed, and the matters arising from those minutes will be discussed. After that, the topics listed in the agenda for the present meeting will be discussed, and the minutes of the meeting will be closed by the date for the next meeting, which will be decided upon in the present meeting only. So I am sharing with you some of the templates of notice, agenda, and minutes of the meeting. First one is notice. So how you will be writing notice? This is for MSc FPT students, because you will have to draft out the notice, agenda, and minutes of the meeting. Uh, SSPD students just have to uh, you know prepare short answer type questions about what is notice, what is agenda, what are minutes of meetings. They will not be asked to draft them. Okay, so this is for MSc FPT students for communication skills paper. So when you will be asked to write a notice for a particular meeting, you will be given the name of the company. You may be given the name of the company. Then you will be using that company's name only. Like in this example, the name of the company is Pink Square Mall, Vaishali Nagar, Jaipur. So this will be given in the question most probably. On the right hand corner, after writing down the name of the company, you will write the date on which this notice was issued. Then you will write the word notice in the center. Just write one line. The eighth meeting of the executive committee will be held as per the following schedule. You will be told about which meeting is to be held. Then you will be writing just that only. You do not have to make this up. You then will be writing the date, day, time, and venue of the meeting, where, when, and at what time this meeting is will be held. The agenda for the meeting is attached. See, in this notice, the agenda is already attached with the with the notice of the meeting. So this is an example when the agenda is sent along with the notice only. Okay, then on the right hand corner, the signature will be of the person, or the name of and designation of the person is of the who has sent this notice. Okay, and then at the end will be written to whom this notice is concerned, to the members of the executive committee. Okay, next is agenda of the meeting. Again, at the center, in the center is written the name of the company and a short address of that company. The line is similar. The first line is similar to that was in the notice of the agenda. So agenda for the 8th meeting of executive committee to be held at 6 p.m. on Friday 24 December at Seminar Hall, Ashoka Hotel, Jaipur. So this will be given in the question paper only. You can either be asked to write this agenda and a notice on the same question. So it can be a one question only, uh, which will be merged. After that you will be writing the minutes, sorry, agenda of the meeting, the topics that will be discussed. 8 is the 8th meeting is there, 8.01, where 8 is for the 8th meeting. Point 01 means the first topic of the meeting will be confirmation of the minutes of the last meeting. Second point will be appointment of the manager at Mansarovar branch, opening a retail outlet comprising major brands of shoes and sports goods. So these are the topics that will be discussed in the meeting. They can either be followed in the series as it is written out in the agenda, or or the attendees or the members of the meeting can pick and choose which matter they want to discuss first. Again, at in the right hand corner is the sign of the secretary who has issued this agenda. Okay. And this is the example of minutes of the meetings, wherein you will write in this middle the name of the company, and after that you will write minutes of the 8th meeting of the executive committee held at. So this is again the same that was written in the notice and agenda of the meeting. After that, the first heading will be present, who were present in that meeting, the names of the people who were present, and then along with the names you will write their designation. And after that, in attendance, Shri Abhinav Nagpal, secretary, and Shri People's officer. So this also should be written because whosoever was in attendance need to be the name of that person should be written. Then this is the detail of the minutes of the meeting. You will make three sections: number of minutes, subject of minutes, and details of minutes. Number of minutes will be those that were there in the agenda of the meeting. Like in 8.01 in the agenda was confirmation of the meetings of the last minute. So this will be similar, this will be same to the agenda of the meeting. And in against this you will write the detail of that particular minute of that topic, what was discussed, what was said, or what was done for that point. Yeah, like in the first minute it is written, the minutes of the previous meeting were distributed and approved by the members with consensus. Second is appointment of the manager at Mansarovar branch. Mr. Arun Lohia, presented the details of the interviews held for the selection of manager for the Mansarovar branch and read the recommendations of the interview panel to appoint Mr. Akash Jain to this post. Obviously you will not be writing this much and you will not be having the time to write all these things, so you must reduce the details of the minutes in one or two lines. That will save your time, and this is how you will be able to complete your question also. So this is how you write the minutes of a meeting. Uh, in addition to this, now as we come to the close of this lecture, I just want to say a few things. That in conclusion, I can say that in this lecture, I have covered the definition of meetings, purpose of meetings, types of meetings, and the arrangements that need to be done before, during, and after the meetings. What are notice, what is an agenda, and what are minutes of the meeting. I hope that this lecture was helpful to you. And you will be writing or incorporating this material in your assignments also, because I gave to some of you this topic for your assignment. And this is the example of minutes of the meetings, wherein you will write in this middle the name of the company, and after that you will write minutes of the 8th meeting of the executive committee held at. So this is again the same that was written in the notice and agenda of the meeting. After that, the first heading will be present, who were present in that meeting, the names of the people who were present, and then along with the names you will write their designation. And after that, in attendance, Shri Abhinav Nagpal, secretary, and Shri people's officer. So this also should be written because whosoever was in attendance need to be the name of that person should be written. Then this is the detail of the minutes of the meeting. You will make three sections: number of minutes, subject of minutes, and details of minutes. Number of minutes will be those that were there in the agenda of the meeting. Like in 8.01 in the agenda was confirmation of the meetings of the last minute. So this will be similar, this will be same to the agenda of the meeting. And in against this you will write the detail of that particular minute of that topic, what was discussed, what was said, or what was done for that point. Yeah, like in the first minute it is written, the minutes of the previous meeting were distributed and approved by the members with consensus. Second is appointment of the manager at Mansarovar branch. Mr. Arun Lohia, presented the details of the interviews held for the selection of manager for the Mansarovar branch, and read the recommendations of the interview panel to appoint Mr. Akash Jain to this post. Obviously, you will not be writing this much, and you will not be having the time to write all these things. So you must reduce the details of the minutes in one or two lines. That will save your time, and this is how you will be able to complete your question also. So this is how you write the minutes of a meeting. Uh, in addition to this, now as we come to the close of this lecture, I just want to say a few things. That in conclusion, I can say that in this lecture, I have covered the definition of meetings, purpose of meetings, types of meetings, and the arrangements that need to be done before, during, and after the meetings. What is notice, what is an agenda, and what are minutes of the meeting. I hope that this lecture was helpful to you. And you will be writing or incorporating this material in your assignments also, because I gave to some of you this topic for your assignment, and I believe that you will make much of this lecture, and you can ask me any questions that you want to ask anytime, and I will be available there. If you want any of your topic that is there in your syllabus to uh, that you want that I should make a video lecture on, then I can do that also. You just let me know. If you want any guidance in regarding your syllabus, I am there for you. I just want you to go on studying in this in the time that you have got, because I think that self study is the right time. Uh, Students, I hope that the lecture will be helpful to you. To all the classes, I have made an effort to clear the topic of meetings as I can. If you have any doubts on this topic, you can ask me anytime. And if you want me to make some more video lectures on the topics that you find difficult or that you feel doubtful about, then I can do that also. You just let me know and feel free to ask anything that you want to. Um, I am available there for you at any time. Uh, Another thing that I want to say is that make much of this time that you have got. uh, Complete your syllabus. Try to complete your syllabus. I have given you assignments. I have divided the topics in terms of your assignments that I have distributed to all of you. Try to merge all those assignments together and start preparing your notes for your final exams. Um, take care of yourself. Don't go out, and stay happy. Bye bye.